Are live for another wonderful, incredible, and amazing Wisdom Circles, which I'm so excited because the beautiful Anne Irwin is back with her incredible conversations, Wisdom Circles, all about returning to the self, reclaiming yourself and your inner wisdom. Of course, my name's Sophia from Sacred You. We have the honor of presenting these, but I'm going to hand it over to Jo because thank you, and just thank you, because these are incredible conversations. I'm really looking forward to listening, and I'll let you introduce yourself, the conversation, and all these other amazing women that are here with us today. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sophia, and welcome everybody that's showed up today. We have a beautiful group of women, and yes, our monthly Wisdom Circle is all about returning to self. So I'm really grateful that you're here to share this with us and the women that are watching the replay. I am Anne Irwin, and I am the host of this specific monthly women's circle. My personal interest is in, or my journey has been in returning to my own self through all the things that women go through in their lives, and holding it together for everyone and everything. And I know that you all know all about that. And so I work with women these days to help them step into their power, dismantle any old limiting beliefs and processes, programming, not processes. I use processes to really step into their power and honor who they truly are. And I'm really excited about this journey. And I've recently pivoted to working with business women like you, to support them in being seen and showing up in their work in the most powerful, grounded self. So before we get started, let's introduce all of you. So who would like to just share briefly? I'd like to start just briefly who you are, what you do, and one word that describes your first half of this year, because today's conversation is going to be about who we have been this first part of the year. Where are we? 6 months in, almost 6 months in. We're in our 6th month. And I would love you to share one word that describes your first half of the year. Okay, well, why don't we start with Lisa? Hi, Lisa.
Hi, I had a feeling you were going to start with me today.
You're
I'm
almost
trying to think
right.
of that word. I'm trying to think, okay, what word do I want to use? Okay, so I'll introduce myself first. I'm Lisa Doucette. I'm in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia in Canada. I am a Reiki master, also a death doula, and I'm an intuitive card reader and a human design analyst. And a lot like you, I work with women to who want to find themselves again and kind of step into their power and get back to being who they were before all the stuff came. So this past 6 months has been a bit chaotic, is probably the word I want to use. But at the same time, grounding, if that makes sense. And so,
100%, 100%. Chaotic is always a word that we use in business, right?
yes, absolutely.
But I'm glad it's been grounded. So thank you for sharing that, Lisa.
No
Hello,
worries.
Denise. Denise, let's go, girlfriend.
Thanks, Jo. Yeah, for me, I, s- I help people and support people to know who they are, to find the essence and the truth of themselves. I've done many modalities, and I've more or less, when you do, as Lisa say, different things, you sort of meld them together and make them a unique or authentic one that works for you. So I do that. And my first 6 months of the year has been chaotic as well, but big, massive changes in my life. So yeah, but feeling but with flow. Yeah.
Love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Change with flow. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Denise. Hello, dear Catherine. How are you, my love?
I'm
Welcome.
great. How are you, Joe? So I support women with being felt, seen, and heard again in relationships, so they no longer feel lonely and can be connected back to themselves as well as the world around them. And I do that through whatever really comes through, but using intuitive practices and a lot of amazing other things that I'm blessed to have as gifts. But the word for me for this start of this year is shake up. I think we've all been in chaos, but it's just been shaking out all the things that just don't work anymore and allowing whatever it is to fall back down and see where we go from there.
Wow, I love that. Shake up, shake up. Yes. I sort of feel like I need to, move my body more and yeah, shake up the business, shake up our lives. And what better way to do it with the year of the fire horse, right? So many people I know are just like going in all directions, which is fabulous, but we sometimes need to come back home. Welcome, Jen. Jen's our first time participant today. So welcome and thank you so much for being here. Where are you from and what do you do?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm Jen Noble. I live in the Bay Area of California, specifically San Jose area, and I am a relationship coach. I am an attachment-informed relationship coach, and I essentially help women to communicate securely in their relationships. And so I'm very excited to be here because one of the things that I love doing is helping them. I'm a relationship coach, but I feel like Catherine might understand this too, which is like really the relationship we're trying to help women with is the relationship with themselves first. Even though we get them in by being like, let me help you talk to your man. But once we get into it, we see, oh, it's all of this up in here that actually is kind of the issue. And so that's what I'm excited about for tonight.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Because relationship is all about the relationship with yourself first. Yeah. Thank you, Jan. That's beautiful. What word are you bringing to this first half of the year or 6 months in almost?
Such a great question. I love a good word. I was thinking just what kept coming up in my mind was expansive. And it's not the word that I would have thought, but I'm going to listen to that intuition. And it just must be the ways in which I've just expanded, both on a personal and professional level for this first half of the year. But I would be very okay with the second half being a little less expansive, maybe a little bit more chill, ease. That would be really
Maybe
nice.
we'll talk about that today. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. And Laura, hello, Laura. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. So I'm Laura Bratton. I'm from, as you can tell already, from the southeastern United States.
So we have to listen very, very hard.
Yes, yes, I will translate. Just let me know when I need to repeat, right?
Okay, thank you.
So I'm a speaker and author, and I help women navigate through change. And I 100% agree with Lisa. It would be grounding would be my word. But then if I have to give another word, it would be courage. It has taken a lot of courage this first 6 months.
Courage. I love that. And this is the big theme that I've been talking about this last 3 weeks in my new free offering, which is around visibility and being seen. And it takes a lot of courage. Like we are innately, with all of our stuff, it's not easy just to step into that courage and move forward. So I honor you for that, Laura. Thank you for sharing. Anik! Hello, my lovely. It's been a while.
Hello, good morning. Well, good morning here.
Yes, good morning here, good
Good
evening
morning
there.
here. Nice to see you all. Okay, so who I am, I'm Unique Annick, French Canadian, living in Australia. I help heart-centered leaders, mainly women, a few men actually. Got a few men in my universe.
Beautiful.
And so I help them. I'm actually the founder of the creator of the Voice Alchemist Academy, and basically I help them to dare to find the courage in their heart to express their true voice, to let their true voice being, as you said, being seen, being heard, being felt. And you know, we all know that at the end of the day, it's really the relationship with self, because
Yeah.
everything is a relationship. But it takes so much courage to find your voice. So I use somatic processes. I've created modality voice tapping, which is super powerful. So to release the nuts in the nervous systems that are preventing us to really create and express and really own our power in the world and share our magic, our medicine, and our message uh, with a lot of joy.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, a lot of joy.
a lot
That's
of
what I
joy,
love
a lot
about
of
you. You're
joy.
always joyous. And I see your stuff,
Always,
you're,
it's my true nature. I'm not
yeah.
always joyous, but
No, but when we see you, that's
it's my
fabulous.
yeah, because I'm
And what's,
excited because I'm
yeah,
doing what I love.
you're doing what you love.
A
Yeah.
podcast, I love podcasts. I love a good, conscious, juicy conversation with
Hmm.
awakened women. It fills my heart with joy, and to contribute my voice,
Yeah,
to be myself here with my
yeah.
accent, with this, with that, imperfectly imperfect, coming with an open heart, you know, I know that
Yes,
every time we have these conversations, I'll something will resonate with something I share, and I will come home. Well, I'm home already, but I will take with me a diamond, a gem that someone's gonna be sharing here. You know, I know that it's elevating, it's educating, educative, transformative, and empowering, and I love, love, love that.
I love that you are actually working with men too, which is
I
fantastic.
do. I love them. They
You
come
know
to me.
what?
I love it.
Yeah, I have worked with men, and I have one man that's been with me for 4 years.
Oh wow.
Can
Okay.
you believe that? Like,
Wow.
I'm like, you can go now, you can go now. And he's like, no, no, it's just once a month because he wants to check in, right? Men need support just as much as women. And I love that there's some, you know, people out there that are open to that as well. So thank you, Annie. What's your word, darling?
Yeah, the word that came is rich, rich, rich in many sense of the word rich. Like I feel that my life has always been very rich, and the last 5 months, 2026, yeah, even more like richer in my capacity to see abundance, to really perceive, um yeah, to see that my clients, how they daring, and the richness of their transformation, and of what they're
Yeah,
creating is phenomenal.
yeah,
And the richness of all the amazing podcasts I've experienced this year, and the richness of the people in my life, the relationships in my life, and yeah, I feel like it's rich, you know, and
yeah.
it's
Like
yeah, I love
a nourished rich.
a nourished
Yeah,
rich.
I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
beautiful. I
yeah,
love that. Thank you. That's gorgeous. And
yeah.
let's
Yay.
take a moment to just, before we dive in, I always like to take a moment to ground in with a big, slow, deep breath and be present for this time we have together. We're going to finish a little couple of minutes early today. So we're going to dive in. So together, let's just have a deep breath in, maybe hand on heart. That feels right. And a really slow, rich, deep breath out. Because before we look forward, we have to honor where we've been, right? And that's what our conversation's about today. So thank you all again for showing up and being seen in your richness and your wealth, your capacity to share, and all the things. And any of you have been on the past wisdom circles of mine this year, we've we've been exploring who we are beneath the roles that we play. Yeah, and what it means to truly tend to ourselves, to really nourish ourselves, and what we're truly unraveling deep beneath, and what we're becoming as a result. And I know in business we always evolving and growing and expanding and changing, and it's part of the journey. But today we're going to look at maybe the whole picture and this first, 6 months of the year and what it's actually been like. And not like the highlighted reel that we put out there sometimes, but the real version, the real version. So it's actually winter here in Australia. The first day of winter was yesterday, June 1st, and I know for the Northern Hemisphere, it's the opposite. Yeah, so it's a summer, yes, correct, sort of, Lisa?
It's spring here.
Spring?
Our summer starts on June 20th,
Okay.
but this past Friday we had snow.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
So we're
Okay.
just kind of, it was a spring snow, but sometimes that happens. Not very
Yeah.
often, thankfully, but yeah, not
Yeah.
quite summer yet.
Yeah. So for us in winter, we normally, it's a time, and me being a Cancer, I love to, rug up. I've got 3 layers on today. I mean, it's not cold, but I just love that comfort of going inwards. And it's a time that we all sort of, I get to really, go deeper, even deeper into myself. So it's naturally like a slowing down and a reflection time. Whereas for you, ladies on the other side, it's probably more about extending out and being out in the world and creating new things as you go into spring. So yeah, and there's no better time to sort of ask, what's next, or who have I been? Who have I been, or who do I choose to be for, for the next 6 months? So, but if we're honest with ourselves, not the, sanitized version, and we talked about our one word, and maybe we can expand on that a little bit. The first half of the year, how has it really been for you? And those who said, courage and expansion. And I'd love to sort of hear a little bit more about, something that has happened in that first half of the year that maybe you're still carrying it. Yeah, maybe it's still part of the energy, but you're ready to set it down. So there's no format here. It's just whatever comes through you, share. And I know Catherine's got her microphone open. Go for it, darling.
Well, I guess towards the end of last year, start of this year, I chose to leave the coach I was working with, which was a really interesting shift, because when I started to unpack that, I realized how much I was shaping myself by his expectations rather than my own. So this is kind of a thing we have to be careful and mindful of and use our discernment when working with other people, right? Like what resonates, what doesn't. And so as I unpacked that, I also needed a break from seeing clients and seeing people. And I actually journaled and asked, why don't I have clients? And the answer came back was, I don't want any. So when I started to unpack that and start to pull that together, I realized I actually didn't want any. In that moment, I was releasing my novel. I was doing lots of things. I was being a mum. Like there was too much going on. I didn't want to add supporting other people in. It was just, I couldn't do it. And then about 2 months ago, I think it was, I was sitting in this sales workshop, energetic sales workshop. And I went, you know what? I think I'm ready again. And then that's all I had to do. And then within an hour, all these clients started to come into my field and all this work started to come my way. But I had to make that conscious choice of how that looked as well. And so then it's that battle of, where am I overcommitting? Like allowing myself to have too much there, and where am I letting that go? And from a person that was built a business, from scratch and was in burnout and all the things that come from that, I'm very conscious of, okay, where does it feel too much and where is it, where can I add in more? Where can I pull back? And I guess this is the beauty of when you have your own business. Well, not how I used to structure it, but now with hindsight, and learning from that, is that now that we have that beauty of, like you said, if you want to rest, creating that rest and creating that space to rest and actually having times and slots in your availability that allows for that. I know I need a solid 2 days of doing nothing. I need that because I need to recalibrate and come back to myself and spend quality time with me and my family. So how does that look in your world? So I find that that's been part of the shakeup. Like, okay, now I want clients again. How do I fit them in with a way that aligns with me and aligns with how I want to show up? So I'm receiving as much as giving. And that's the other component that I've been working through too.
That's amazing, amazing, amazing shift in awareness. And yeah, business on your terms, especially when you're a mom and you've got all these other commitments, family and husbands and community. And you know what? I had a coach, I still love her to death, that once she was a 7-figure coach. Her intuition told her she had to stop for a whole year, do nothing. Do you know how hard that would be? Running a business that's bringing in that income. And as a result, it just boomed after. She needed to do the inner work, more inner work for her to receive. It was all around the receiving. So I love that happened for you, Catherine. Thank you for sharing. And that's so, so important to, run your business, not, be your business. Create your business, not be your business. So thank you so much. Anyone else want to pipe in with something that happened in the first half of the year that maybe they're still carrying, and maybe you've set it down, but a story like Catherine's? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll jump in. And first of all, I love how the universe brings similar people together for these talks. Like there's a little thread of commonality through all of us. So I'm going to go back a little bit further than 6 months, but in November, I decided to move back to my home area in Cape Breton. I've been away for 30 years. Wanted to be a little bit closer to my dad, and wanted my kids to get to know him better, and because we've always been away. And in December, he passed unexpectedly, so I'm still carrying that grief. And that move from the town I was living in to where I am now forced me to stop my business and kind of reimagine what that's going to look like. So the last 6 months, I say it was chaotic, but there was a lot of that introspection happening. Like, while I'm unpacking boxes and getting kids settled into new schools and with new friendships and getting used to being around family all the time now. And I hadn't done that for 30 years, which is like the bonus part of being here. But yeah, so like I've had to kind of recalibrate, I think, and decide, much like Catherine, how do I want to shape my business here? Because I'm in a much different situation. It's a different community. There's different belief setups. Even the physical space that I practice in before, I don't have the same kind of space here. So it's really made me think about shifting to online. And even though we're 6 months into the year, I'm not quite ready to get started, but I'm getting very close. Like I've been getting these downloads on the direction I should take. And instead of rushing in and saying, okay, I need to get this started as soon as I get back to Cape Breton and figure this out and get that income flowing in again, I sat with all of the feelings, all of the things, and worked on my grief and worked on reacquainting myself with this place, which is very sacred to me, and remembering things from childhood and remembering a lot of those things that really brought me joy, like the very simple things that we lose over time. Um, and yeah, so it's made me look at how I want to set back up again in a very different frame. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's why I say it's been chaotic, but also grounding, like I'm back where I'm rooted, if that makes sense. But there was a lot of
100%.
chaos to get me here. Yeah. Yeah. So
100%.
it's
And you're exactly where you needed to be for that
yeah.
period.
Yeah.
And amongst the grief and all the things, there's that light of who am I? Who do I want to be? How do I want to show up? And having that,
Yep.
giving yourself that grace is
Yep.
so important
Yep.
when you go through such big, massive changes like that.
Transitions.
And
Yeah. And this
transitions, yeah.
whole last year has been very shaken up for me. Like there's been before my dad passed away, there was a number of things that happened in my life that were just like pushing me towards the right place. And I will say this again and again to anybody that wants to listen to me. When you ignore that nudge and you ignore your intuition and you ignore the direction you're supposed to be going in, the
Yeah.
universe is going to come and shift you. And it's not always pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
So
We call
it's
it
really important to
yeah,
listen. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. If that's one
Yeah.
message that our listeners take away from today, it's about
Yeah.
listening to that inner guidance and following that. I call it
So
an
important.
angel slap when we don't.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, thank you for sharing that, Lisa. And I'm sorry
Yeah.
for your
Thanks
loss,
for allowing me.
but
Thank you.
there's something beautiful unfolding as a result. I can feel that. Who else would like to jump in? Like, even if, did something surprise you about yourself, whether it was good or bad or hard or how you dealt with it? Yeah. Or, even go Denise, yes.
Like Lisa says, similarities. It's amazing how we're all kind of synced. For me, mine even goes back further. Made big shifts, and we moved to a small town that was between everybody, which took a lot of settling and my business was really on track and everything I was doing was moving forward, and then all of a sudden it stopped. And it was like I'd moved away, because we're in this small town. I moved away from everything. So, it was like refinding myself. So settling into the home, really sorting everything out, but yet it still didn't quite feel, because I was still being pulled away all the time. And so I think 6 months ago, we had a car accident. We'd actually hit a kangaroo and really busted up the car. Unfortunately, the kangaroo lost its life, but we were okay. But that travel I was doing every week, and like Lisa said about the universe will tell you, it's little knocks, and I'd missed them just missed them on times before, but this was a really shake up, and it was like, okay, now I'm going to move to the place where I'm always going. So in that time, and it just went so smoothly. The whole shift, everything that's been associated with it in the last 6 months has just been really smooth. But it's like I'm here, and it's like, it's like you build that relationship between yourself and your clients. It's like building your relationship with your new home, your new field, so to speak. So that's been a really big thing for me. And there was a question posed a couple of weeks ago. Speak about what you love doing. And it's like, that has been such a big challenge over the last couple of weeks. And it's like, there's so many things that I love doing, but am I doing it? And I suppose for me, that's been the biggest thing, to find my footing again, to find my grounding. And the beautiful thing, I suppose, for me is I haven't beaten myself up, and I haven't felt that I fail, because sometimes we do when we don't answer the question or get on and do it. It's like, oh, okay, this is really deeper than what I ever thought it was. So it's like that unpacking, and that really seeing the truth of what I actually enjoy doing and why I like doing it that way. And it's so my year has been a real big change.
Yeah. Big
Huge
change.
change. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And bringing back that joy. And
Mm.
what big questions, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do I
Oh,
truly love?
absolutely.
What do I
Yeah,
want to
and
do? Like, how do I want to do it? Like, it's all
mm.
part of it, isn't it? Thank you, Denise. That's beautiful. Anyone else want to jump in with, and even what did you learn about yourself on this last past 6? What have you learned about this, whatever stage you're in? Jen.
Yeah, so the word that I used earlier was expansive. And I was thinking about, oh, why did that come up? And I realized there's so much that I have going on. My son is a freshman in high school. My book was launched last fall. So it was like a lot of stuff was happening in fall, like launching. If I like could almost give that word to the fall of 2025. So it was all of a sudden like the the first half of 2026 was watching all of this grow, was just watching it expand, watching my son do his thing, watching my book do its thing, watching my podcast and all that stuff. And then I was talking, so I'm currently in school for psychology and communication studies, and I was talking to my professor and getting to do a study. All of you might really find this interesting. I love being in company with people who get it. It is a somatics study that I get to run for women or anyone really, and using somatics in order to rewire our brains in a neuroplastic way. Very nerdy, very geeky. And so that's what this first half of this year has been for me, is trusting in my gifts and trusting in what God is giving me and the universe and all of that. And really being able to see, okay, let me just kind of like sit back. You guys ever like plant a garden? Right? You like put the seeds down, you just kind of like watch it grow. I know the second half of this year is going to be me going out to that garden to start pruning stuff. I know that's going to happen, but for right now, just lots of little green things are like coming up and it's just so pretty. And I'm just so proud and so grateful at the exact same time. And that's what that's really feeling like for me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's like you've planted all the seeds and now you're just reaping the rewards and eating from the garden. I love that. Thanks, Jen. That's beautiful. Yes. Um, I think Annika was about to, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. For me, there's 25 has been the year of the year of the snake has been really full on, with massive change. The massive change for me was to moving from after living 15 years in the same home. That was so big, and I was in a tornado. It just really sort of put me into face to face with like where do I really want to go? And I couldn't get the answer, so I've moved about 10 times. I couldn't I was it was a tornado. It was a tornado, but there was a good tornado because um it was like traveling in my own state. That was like traveling and reaching out for support. It just developed amazing connections. Whereas this year, we're in this year now. This year, I've settled in a lovely little nest with a massive trees above my massive terrace with two crows who are kissing every day, and they just bring me so much joy just watching them. And so I've been grounding, I've been nesting, and I've also been daring. Like like because I work with voice. I mean, I had a speech impediment. I was extremely insecure, PTSD, suicidal, anxiety, name it. Like in the programming, it's not my true nature, but what I've modeled, what I've modeled, it was not very sexy. And so so yeah, working with the voice and helping, women to stop being silent and stop people please and really open up and unleash their voice. Where I'm losing my line of thoughts here. Da, 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 da.
That's
I'm losing.
okay.
Do, 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 do. Oh gosh, I'm losing what I wanted to say. Anyways, long story short, yeah, this beginning of the year has been rich. I mean, that's the word, because I've been I've been daring going places as well that I've never been before. Like I've been experiencing some epic tantric experiences. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say. Speaking truth and raising your standards. Okay,
Standards, yes.
your standards, yeah.
Mm.
So this is really important. As we grow, we grow, we grow, we expand, we expand. Um, everyone here said, like really listening to your truth, like it's the masterpiece. So if you don't get the truth just now, that's okay. It will come eventually. But to keep moving and to like with my clients, with my relationships, I've been practicing with so much self-respect, speaking my truth and raising my standards.
Raising
I'm
your
actually doing
standards.
a collaboration with a man. We're running a series of workshops, live in-person workshop, and potentially going online. But I'm so excited about how this creation all came together. It's just so magical. And I also had a really big realization around like completing our cycle of creation. Like when we want to manifest something, really going all the way till you get the outcome. And our saboteur and our ego loves to stop this process in
Mm.
any ways possible, to take the red carpet underneath our, our feet, and to create something in our life unconsciously. We create something that's going to sabotage something that we're really excited and our heart is wide open and we're very clear we're going all the way, and then boom. So like I'm very, 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 very aware and conscious of how the process of creation works and how my human can come and interfere, and to work with that, to really work with that. So anyway, these are
Mm.
a lot of big revelations, in other words.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yes, you are. I love that because that's truly is the key, isn't it? For progression, for expansion, for move forward, is recognizing what's showing up when we're going for it, right? And then being aware of that. I get you, Anik. I'm very aware of that. Is this my saboteur? Is it my ego? Where's this coming from? And going deep with that. So it doesn't stop you from continuing to move forward. So I love that you brought that piece. That's just so profound. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Being
Beautiful.
aware, but there's nothing. Also, I want to bring that something really has shifted. I do a lot of super consciousness work, and with that work, like we're all creators, we're all magicians, is not also not to focus on what's not working and all the pieces. Like,
Mm,
and there's nothing to fix. The ego is the ego. The ego does the thing. Being aware of the ego and making a choice of uh what would my heart loves now,
mm,
like what would my heart love to create now,
mm,
to
mm,
come back into the heart, constantly come back into the heart. That's where our
mm.
genius lives, that's where our higher self lives, that's where our truth lives. So
Yes.
it's a practice, it's a life journey, and
Absolute
all of
practice.
us here, we're amazing, we're amazing, courageous, bold women, daring, because we're doing the work and we're assisting and we're being the companion of others to do the work as well. I think that's something to celebrate, this
Yes.
courage that we have to say yes,
Yes.
constantly say yes to our heart and to our genius and
100%.
wisdom, plus
Yeah.
we helping others doing it. It's phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
Mm.
Yes. We
Hallelujah.
celebrate.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yeah. Love it. Thanks, Anik. Beautiful. Lovely, Laura. Would you like to contribute to this piece or would you like to move into this next part of the year?
Yes, what I would love to share, when circling back to what has surprised us,
Yes.
what I become aware of is how much I focus on perfection. And if it's not perfect, I think I failed. And so what has surprised me in these past 6 months is I've been able, and this is through others like supporting us. This wasn't like a great thing I thought of one day. Focusing on progress rather than perfection. And that takes the pressure off. And that has allowed me to focus on more my true self, my true gifts, rather than presenting, oh, I'm this perfect type A person that has it all together all the time.
Yeah.
So that progress over perfection, that's what's deeply surprised me this 6 months.
I love that piece too, because it could be another self-sabotage running, right? Oh, we've got to get it perfect before we present anything out there, put it out in the world.
And that was how I functioned in the past.
Right. Yes. And I think I can relate to that. Can anyone else relate to that? 100%. Yeah. Perfectionism. And it blocked me and stopped me from moving forward for so many years, thinking I had to be perfect before and that whole piece around, I call it comparisonitis. Have you heard that? That's a word I heard and I loved it, so I use it. Comparing yourself to what other people are doing, that can also be, really damaging to ourself. Yeah. So let's look forward. I know we've only got another 10 or so minutes. So let's look forward into this next part of the year from what you've been speaking around what you've learned or your experiences from this past. And I know as I said before, we're in the Firehorse year. Oh, and also I wanted to mention today, does anyone else follow Lee Harris? Oh my goodness. Yeah, he does this monthly energy forecast. And yesterday I listened to his June one, and the first theme, he comes up with several themes. He's an incredible being. He channels, beings from above and talks through them. Anyway, first theme he came up with, which I thought was really timely because it's what we're talking about in the group that I'm running, but also here, is the rising of the feminine energy. All right, for June, just rising into that and really harnessing your feminine energy to create. So if you haven't watched it, I'll drop the link in later for you. It's phenomenal. There's about 6 or 7 themes. But the first one, I was like, yes, it's time, ladies, it's time. So looking forward into the next part of the year, this half of the year, who are you becoming? What do you want to lead? Like not like what you want to do so much, but who are you becoming as a person, all together with your family, your connections, and maybe a word that would present that. Think about a word that would present that. Yeah, we're turning the page. Who do you want to be? Not what you want to achieve so much, but who do you want to be? What's one thing that you would love, that you're leaving behind, but now you're moving into that one thing you're choosing to carry forward? I'd love to hear from you, Liz.
I feel it's allowing, allowing just whatever it is to happen and not have that judgment about it, and just allowing it to flow through. Because like Laura touched upon, if it's not perfect, we're failing, so really coming back into that, allowing and just knowing that we're creating that, and and just to witness that and see how that folds out. So and then there's not as much pressure too, right?
Yes, so leaving behind that perfectionism part and then allowing it, and there's a lot of trust in that, isn't there? Yeah. Thanks, Catherine. What's one thing we're leaving behind in this last past, and then we're going to carry through and choosing to carry through for the next part?
So I was just jotting down notes. You said pick a word, so I started to, and as you're saying, trust. I just written that. So it's just funny that it's a good lesson, because the person that I want to become is somebody who's heart-centered and trusts that inner knowing. And there's so many times in my life when I know, but it didn't look good and something looked better on paper, right? So it was like not trusting that inner knowing that kind of got me down the wrong path. So I want to make sure that I'm really intentional about following my heart and following the breadcrumbs that come up in the year, and knowing that perfectionism, I don't have to launch my business again like 2.0 and have it just be filled with people that I'll eventually attract the people that need my medicine. And so it's that trusting and knowing that just following your heart will get me where I need to be, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that, Lisa. Thank you. And Denise?
Experiencing, well, everything, experiencing the feeling, and surrendering to that, and feel the whispers that are there for you. Because sometimes we think, sometimes it is a hard nudge, but sometimes it is the whispers that are just carried on the waves that just hit you, and they're and it's experiencing everything that comes with that
Yeah.
on every level, to be able to see ourselves.
Yeah, I love that too. And it's about the listening too, isn't it? Or the hearing,
Yeah.
being still enough to be able to get those
Yeah.
divine downloads, that follow those divine breadcrumbs, as Lisa said. Thank you, Denise. Annie
Yeah.
or
And
Jen?
so
Yep.
you said what I let go, what we let go of, and
Yep.
so who we stepping into becoming for the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
For me, let go of the past and let go of the attachment of the ego to some fears.
Mm.
That to stay safe, like yeah, anyway, I'm aware of a
Yeah.
couple of things. So yeah, the attachment of the fear of that identity, uh,
Yep.
it's like, well, basically letting go of that identity, letting go of the old identity, and stepping into yeah, well, I'm gonna name the fear. It's a very little girl thing, but a fear of disturbing, because I'm a big character. I take, I can, like, I bring the joy. I'm French. I can see I'm in an English culture. And
Mm.
sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, I don't belong here. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I don't belong here because of a cultural thing. But that's not true. We belong everywhere with it. But it's the fear of disturbing. But
Mm.
we are disturbers because if such a word exists, we disturb by showing up and by sharing our message, and
Mm-hmm.
we are with it. But there's an underlying fear of, like, like being too
Too
much,
much. Yeah.
being
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I let go of that identity because it's not serving anybody, honestly, and stepping into the freer version of myself. And really, I really resonated with beautiful words of Lisa, what she shared, like really truth, heart, like, and I teach these things over and over again. So give it to myself, like really living from my heart, leading from my heart, embody everything from my heart, like more and more in the truth of my soul, more and more in the
Mm.
truth of my heart,
Mm.
so much more than ever. That's, I declare, you witness, you witnessing me now.
Yeah.
So yeah, heart led, like
Heart-led,
soul,
yeah,
soul led
vision,
life.
heart-led. It's beautiful. Thanks, Anik. That's such a big piece and so much wisdom in this room, isn't there? My goodness.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so many women. Yeah, there's that story we tell ourselves, isn't it, about being too much, right? And when we can reframe that story, people need to hear me. People need my voice, my mission, my vision, because that's what we're here to do. Help change the world, one person at a time. So thank you, Anik. Laura or Jen?
Yeah, I was thinking, listening to all the words, they were also impactful to me. Like I really loved allow, and then I was hearing trust. And then of course, anytime anyone uses the word attachment, my light is like, hey, hello, dance of attachment. That's my thing. But the word that kept coming up, and Anik was almost there, and I was like, no, don't take my word. No, but the word that was coming for me was authentic, like authenticity. And it's something that really speaks, I'm honestly, this is funny. My coaching practice is called Speak Honest. Like that's what I do. I teach women how to, use their voice. I think so many of you resonate with this as well. But it's that authenticity to show to the women in my academy what it looks like to disrupt, to take up space, to be too much, and then to like love ourselves through that. And I think that's kind of what I want to see more of myself moving into the second half of the year is seeing all this little pretty garden that I came up. And I know some things are going to prune. I know I'm going to have to get rid of some stuff. That's the beautiful part of growth is having to make those choices. Which little carrot do you want to like stop living? I get it. And at the same time, this carrot is going to grow and it's going to be its authentic self, no matter what that looks like. And wanting to really kind of just give into that would be beautiful. That's what Catherine was saying. Allow, just like allow, give in. It's so nice.
Oh, I got the tingles. Thank you, Jen. And Laura, please share with us this next part of the year.
So it connects to that perfectionism. It would be compassion. Rather than constantly judging myself. See, I'm not good enough. See, that's not perfect enough. That what you were saying about that comparing, rather than focusing on that, offering that self-compassion. Because then when I offer it to myself and live it, I can then give it to others. So that's definitely my focus into these next 6 months.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I have tears. Thank you, ladies. It's just, I love being in your presence. It just really lights me up. And yeah, heart-minded. I heard that in my group, and I'm like, I'm taking that one on. We're all heart-minded, rich conversations. Yes, Anik. So for anyone out there watching, if any of this is touched you like it has me, and you love that ongoing support, because my word this year is support. Support is your superpower. And we're not meant to be doing this journey alone. And all the wisdom we have in this circle and beyond, and the wisdom of internally, can only flourish when we're together as a community and connected in this way. And that's why I love these groups and conversations. And so come and join us in the Sacred You community and enjoy the richness and the growth and the expansion that's available for you here, right? And into this circle. Any month you choose, come and join us. We'd love to hear your voice. We'd love to see you. We'd love to feel you. And please, I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for showing up as your authentic selves. I felt so much authenticity in the room today. So hand on heart, one big slow breath together. And why don't we let this next half of the year, all of it, just to be unfolding as beautifully as we choose, exactly as it's meant to be, like we talked about here. And know that you're always doing your best. And we've only got what we've got available to us is what we have. So reach out, let's support each other, and go bravely. And remember, you don't have to do any of this alone. We are here for your support. So thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate you all. Love you all, and I hope to see you on the next Wisdom Circle again, and many more.